If you're stuck in a space that you don't like being in, or I don't know, maybe you don't feel like you're doing what you want to do, or you want to do something different, like, I know you must hear this all the time, and I'm probably just another reminder for you to actually do it, but go fucking do it. If you want to build up a habit, if you want to meet someone, if you want to do something, you have to actually do it. You can't wait around for someone else to do it for you. If you want change, you have to be the one to actually act on that and do that. And if you want change to happen, like I said, don't sit around and wait for it. You have to actually be the person to start the change. I've talked about this a lot, but I'm going to talk about it again. I was stuck in a very toxic job for 3 years and was kind of forced to leave because I hated change and I didn't want to leave what I was comfortable with. But I knew that eventually I would have had to leave, whether it was for me ending up in the hospital or me just genuinely having enough. I knew that I had to leave at some point. And life said, hey, now's your time, and gave me the boot. And change happened. When I moved here from my hometown, obviously I was really young at that point, so I didn't really have a choice, but I knew that in that time I, didn't really have a choice and I had to accept it. Change was happening all around me. I went to like 2 different middle schools, and I remember the first one I hated. I hated it because it just didn't feel right. Like I was a new kid at a new school starting a month later than everybody else. I was the new kid. I stood out for many reasons, but the main one was just me being new. I was new. I didn't know anybody except one person who I didn't want to be friends with. Like, it sucked. I didn't get to choose any of my electives. I didn't get to pick anything with my schedule. My schedule was all messed up, and I didn't know what to do. Like, I was in middle school. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know I'd be filming a YouTube video about it. Like, what? It was so weird. But then, eventually I moved middle schools and actually moved to one that, I honestly didn't really like a lot more at the time, but it was a lot better for me in the long run. And then, that was my first year here, and I walked to school every day. It was like about a mile and a half-ish, and honestly, it was a pretty good walk. A lot of time to reflect. A lot of Facebook posts that I wish I did not post because a lot of them were horrible, and I need to take them down as of when I'm done with this. But what I'm trying to get at is that change, especially when it's forced upon you, means something. I like to take everything with a grain of salt, but I like to assume that everything happens for a reason. Like me ending up in the space that I am today is because of the things that I did yesterday, the things that I did a year ago, the things that I did when I moved here. The ambitions and the people that are around me who inspired me to make my own change. Life just sometimes wants to throw its own change in the mix. It's like that one friend that you didn't really notice but wants to hang out with you. Like, sure, let him join. As long as they haven't committed any crimes or anything, then just tag him along, Like, what's the worst that could happen? What's the worst that could happen? That change might just be something that you need. And as you can tell, there's definitely a theme with my videos about change, but we're going to find a title that doesn't entirely make it overshadow the other one that I made about change. But yeah. Okay. Change is something else, huh? Something else indeed.